Why am I so tired in the times of Corona? Everybody's tired these days, really hard to get things done. I want to talk about what is going on. First, and most likely, you're grieving. Hopefully, you're not experiencing personal losses. However, just the fact that your world was put upside down faster than your coping skills were able to adjust to it. This is a name in medicine and it's called adjustment disorder, and I believe a big percentage of humanity is going through adjustment disorder, which is just a word that psychiatrists found to put a name on grieving. What can you do about this? Nothing. You must allow it. I understand though, like many of us have responsibilities and it's hard to just spend the whole day grieving. So then, and as silly as this might sound, allow yourself spaces to grieve. There's a lot of sadness when we feel that death becomes a more clear threat to our world. It saddens us, humans, to be reminded of our own mortality. Take an hour to be sad, to just be in your bed and mope. Or maybe you're angry at the virus, at the healthcare system, at our government. Express it. Hit a pillow. Scream into a pillow. Don't hurt anybody else. It's resisting these emotions that's going to wipe you so much more from energy than expressing them. The second reason why you could be very fatigued these days, and this falls in the same line as adjustment disorder, but think about it as further down the spectrum of the deterioration in your mood, is that you could be just full-blown depressed. Fatigue is definitely a symptom of depression. How to differentiate if I'm only just adjusting or I'm fully depressed. It's not the easiest to do on your own, and if you're struggling with your emotions, please seek mental help. There are a lot of resources today online, so you don't have to go to anybody's office. But depression really hits harder, and it hits on 3 arenas. Physically, appetite gets really bad or you become a huge overeater that you've never been before. Your sleep quality deteriorates immensely or you become an oversleeper. And again, you find yourself with very low levels of energy. Depression also affects us emotionally. There's no joy in anything. That sitcom that you were watching that you loved is no longer enjoyable. The time spent with your loved ones is no longer enjoyable. Everything kind of starts getting coated with this senseless meaninglessness. And the third layer is the cognitive layer of depression, which is what are you really thinking? And what are the thoughts that you find yourself ruminating on? If you have thoughts like, see, Corona's here because everything in my life is shit. Like suddenly now you're responsible for Corona. Or if I get Corona, I'm probably going to get a really bad version of it because everything I do is shit, right? Like if there's pervasive negative thinking that doesn't really abide to reason, but it's more so this uncontrollable negativity, depression. And for that, you need treatment. The third reason why I think you're likely fatigued these days, and I touched on it just now, you're not sleeping well. So watch my video on insomnia for great tools on behavioral changes you can make today to start getting your sleep back on track. That being said, there are a lot of over-the-counter things that you can go to the pharmacy and find, and they might help you sleep a little bit better. Keep in mind, even though they're over-the-counter, I still want you to touch base with your physician before you take them because they can have interactions with your standard medications or just anything else that you're taking. If what you're having trouble with is falling asleep, try melatonin tablets or try magnesium tablets. Both of them available over the counter or you can order them online. If what you're having trouble with is staying asleep, then you can try tryptophan tablets. And again, with all these over-the-counter tablets, if okay with your physician, you can mix and match and see what works best for you. The fourth reason why I think you can be having fatigue these days could be Corona itself, right? We know that Corona, when it manifests as an upper respiratory infection, congestion, cough, shortness of breath, you are going to have a tremendous amount of fatigue. Most of the patients that I have met that have been through Corona, tiredness was the main symptom, and it's not at all unthinkable for people to experience a whole infection from coronavirus manifesting only as fatigue, not even with fevers. And if that's the case, know that this will pass. This is most likely because of the excessive inflammation that corona tends to trigger in the body, and inflammation really uses a lot of our energy. Or maybe just minor reversible irritations that corona might have caused in your lungs, in your kidney, in your liver, that you should not really be terribly concerned for because, again, mild infections, people tend to recover fully. But it's not a bad idea that if you experience ongoing fatigue weeks after your corona infection or suspected infection, and hopefully when things go back to normal, go see your primary care doctor, get a panel of blood work, make sure everything is back on track. Once an antibody test becomes available, it'll be a great way to sort out, did I actually have the corona and this is why I was feeling so tired or not? But so far it's not really available ubiquitously. A tool that I use with my patients that suffer from fatigue all the time that want to try natural stuff is American root ginseng. So again, if your doctor approves, You can try to order it online, taking anywhere from 500 milligrams to 2,000 milligrams a day, but it's got to be American root ginseng. It helps a lot of people with energy levels, so you can try that out. Thanks.